Hey guys, today I'm filming a first impression follow-up on the Rimmel Lasting Finish Foundation. My friend Jean sent this to me and I am so excited to try this out. I know Emily Noel 83 has been raving about this foundation for years. It used to come in a squeeze tube, and over the past couple years they did change the packaging to this glass bottle. This foundation retails for $8 on Ulta's website and it comes in 7 shades. I have either the lightest or the second lightest shade in 100 Ivory. So to read you the claims of this foundation, it says it is a full coverage foundation enriched with a comfort serum, instant perfect coverage that lasts all day, sweat, heat, humidity, and transfer proof for up to 25 hours. So some pretty good claims here. Full coverage, sweat, heat, humidity proof, and will last all day. We will see about that. You guys know my oily skin likes to break all of these really high claims and really put them to the test. So as with all of my first impression and follow-ups, I will be applying the product on one side with a sponge and on the other side with a brush. So 100 Ivory definitely looks too dark for me. We'll see once I apply it to the skin, and I do have a mixer I can use with this in the future after I do the first impression and try this product on its own. So I am just going to dot this all over my skin. So here I have it dotted all over one side of my face. It definitely looks like it's going to be a little dark, and this definitely seems more of a beige neutral undertone, not too yellow but not too pink either. So I'm just going to go blend it out. And it is blending really easily. It doesn't look like I have hardly any coverage though, so we'll definitely see if it is buildable. So with one layer with a sponge, I feel like this is totally just light coverage, so I'm going to do this one side with a brush. So now I have the foundation dot on this side, and just taking my brush and pressing it into my skin. This is blending pretty easily, which is nice. So here's one layer with this sponge, one layer with the brush. With the brush, I definitely did get a little bit more coverage. I say this is light medium, but not anywhere near full. So let's see if it is buildable. And I forgot to mention, this foundation has a little bit of a thick texture, but not too thick. As you can see, it isn't runny, but it doesn't feel heavy, and it isn't hard to blend out. So the texture is pretty good. So 2 layers with a sponge, I feel like is medium, but on the lighter side, and with a brush I feel like is a solid medium. I guess I could go with a 3rd layer and make it full, but I definitely don't want to do that. But I am okay with this coverage, so I feel like tomorrow I definitely will be applying this with a brush. So now that I have my foundation on, I'm going to be applying Boo Boo Cover Up Concealer under my eyes, and I'm going to be setting my face with the RCMA No Color Powder, which will not give me any color, coverage, or mattify me. It is 10 a.m. right now, so I will be back in a few hours to check in. I am back for my first update. It is 1 p.m. and I've had this foundation on for 3 hours. I think the color is a bit dark and maybe a bit pink for me, but it's not too bad. I think I can definitely get away with it. And in the future, I probably will add in a tiny bit of a mixer, but I think it actually totally looks fine. I am a little bit oily on the sides of my nose and in between my brows and right in the center of my forehead. Nothing I can really see, but I can feel it. So I feel like I'm definitely going to start seeing it within the next couple hours. But overall, I feel like my skin looks really good at this point. The foundation did not oxidize or anything, which is always a bonus. So for 3 hours, we're doing pretty darn good. I will check back in another few hours. I'm back for my next update. It is 4 p.m. and I've had this foundation on for 6 hours. As you can see, I'm definitely very oily around the 4-hour mark. I definitely started to get oily around my nose, but now, as it has been 6 hours, I'm very oily in the center of my forehead, on my nose, on the sides of my nose, this inner part of my cheek, and on my chin. My T-zone is just very, very, very oily. Don't love that, but I was kind of expecting it. I do get oily very quickly, but I am even more oily than I was expecting, so that is a bit of a bummer. But hopefully when I try this tomorrow in my follow-up with my mattifying primer and setting powder, that it will help keep me matte longer. And is it just me, or does it look like it may have oxidized? I feel like at my first update, my oils weren't really coming through, and yeah, the foundation was a bit darker than my neck, but not anything I could really tell. I feel like right now it looks significantly darker. What do you guys think? Is it just me? Is my mind and my lighting playing tricks on me? Because I feel like my face looks significantly darker than my neck right now. So I don't love that. I hate when products oxidize on me. Again, when I try it tomorrow with the other products, we'll see if it does the same thing. So now I'm going to blot with one piece of toilet paper. Do have a tiny bit of transfer on the tissue, but not bad. Even though I am super oily, the oil has not broken up my foundation. It is standing firm and standing strong, so that is good news. Right now I'm kind of like on this foundation. I was hoping for full coverage. I feel like I got medium. If it really did oxidize on me, I hate that. I really hate when foundations oxidize. That's like my #1 pet peeve. It didn't really keep me as matte as I would like, but I don't hate this foundation. So I am going to have a text post at the end of the night once it's been 12 hours to let you guys know how it wore for the entire day, and then I'll be back tomorrow for the follow-up. Now I'm back to film the follow-up on the Rimmel Lasting Finish foundation. So today I'm going to be inserting the foundation into my typical everyday routine to truly see how it will hold up for me. Starting off with primers, I'm going to be using the Lorac Perfection Mattifying Primer and the Smashbox Photo Finish Pore Minimizing Primer. So for the Lorac, I'm just going to take a small amount and apply it all over my skin. And then for the Smashbox Pore Minimizing Primer, I'm going to apply it right here in the inner part of my cheeks, on my nose, and in the wrinkles on my forehead. And I just tap it into my pores, press it in, and then I smooth over top towards the outside of my face. So now I'm going to go ahead and apply the foundation. After trying the sponge and the brush yesterday, I feel like I like the brush better because it gives more coverage. So I am going to go ahead, apply 2 layers, and blend it out with a brush. So here is 1 layer applied with a brush. I definitely feel like I have a light medium coverage right now. So now I'm going to try to build it up and get 2 layers. So now I have 2 layers on my entire face, and I feel like I have straight up medium coverage. I would not say medium full or full. It's just straight up medium. So that's not bad, but I definitely do prefer full coverage. For someone that doesn't have as much redness or as many freckles, this might seem more full coverage, but for my skin, definitely a straight up medium. Something I forgot to mention yesterday is that this does have a little bit of a scent. It kind of smells like a slight floral scent. It isn't really intense. I really only notice it when I'm blending it because I can smell it on the brush, but it's nothing I can smell on my face, and it didn't irritate my skin at all. Also, this does have an SPF of 20. I'm going to go off camera and apply my under eye concealer and powder. So now my complexion products are all done. I do feel like that powder helped to lighten the foundation a bit. I feel like it matches my neck a little bit better. Still a tiny bit dark and a tiny bit too orangey pink, but not too bad. Yesterday I said that I wasn't sure whether this product oxidized on me or not, so I'm going to be paying very close attention to that today because I want to get that fact very accurate for you guys. So it is 10 a.m. right now. I'm going to check back with you guys about halfway throughout the day. In the meantime, I'm going to blot as often as I need to and powder with my Rimmel Stay Matte Powder and Transparent. I will let you know how often I had to do that in my update, and I will give you my final thoughts then. So guys, I am back to give you my final thoughts on this foundation. It is 3 p.m. so I've had this foundation on for 5 hours. At the 3-hour mark, I started to get oily throughout my T-zone, and then it just got more and more oily. I just touched up before this video, and again, even though I did get oily, the foundation did not break up, which is nice. I also don't think it oxidized. I mean, it's a little dark, but I don't think this foundation oxidizes. So that is great news because that was gonna be like the kiss of death for this foundation, because oxidization is something that I just do not have time for, but happy to report I do not think it actually oxidized on me. So final thoughts on this foundation. I don't think it lives up to its claims. For me, this is not full coverage. At best, it is straight up medium with 2 layers applied with a brush. The color is not the best for me. It's a little too dark and too pink. I also don't think that this holds up against oils that well. It doesn't claim to really control oil, so I guess I can't fault it for that. But this would probably be great for someone with dry, normal, or combo skin because it isn't going to dry your skin out. But for me, being an oily skin person, I just got really oily really quickly, and I just continue to get more and more oily throughout the day. It does not live up to the 25-hour claim. After 12 hours last night, all of the foundation in this area completely broke up and it was completely gone from my chin. I do rest my hands on my chin a lot, but I don't touch this area too often, and the oils just destroyed it. So that was definitely a bummer. This foundation is okay. Not amazing, not terrible. I think I will use it up, but it's definitely not something I would repurchase. So I was a little bit let down because of its large claims, but it isn't the worst foundation. So guys, I would love to know your thoughts if you have tried out the Rimmel Lasting Finish foundation. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.